Welcome back, guys, to a game preview. And tonight we're going to be previewing this game against the Flyers. And looking back at the previous game, we had tough game, tough loss. Devils lost 4-2 to Philly in Philly. And I just feel like it was one of those games where kind of like no matter what they did, they just couldn't get out of their own way early on, especially, right? And I think the good thing about that is it's just a quick turnaround, because they're playing again tonight against the Flyers, this time at home. So they do have a chance to kind of turn things around, make things right. And, honestly, if you're on this team, I know there's injuries, and I know it's like you're not playing with 100% of the guy or 100% of the guys, or even any of the guys are at 100%, especially losing, Markey, and Jack's probably not 100%. Nico's not there. That affects the faceoffs and, stuff like that. It's just, you have to respond, right? You can't let Philly kind of run the season series on us, and there's got to be a response, some fight back, and at least just get us over to the Four Nations break, and we'll see where we go from there, and people can rest up. But just gonna break this down, what kind of went wrong last game a little bit, and what needs to change for tonight, and how the Devils can hopefully pull off a win. All right, so we'll just start with what went wrong last game. Definitely the obvious first period. That was a disaster, right? Honestly, just know where to put it. 2 quick goals, right? Boom, Bobby Brink scores, and then seconds later, Joel Farabee finds again the back of the net, and before you know it, it's already 2-0, right? Before the Devils had any time to kind of breathe, and they also had a power play, a double minor, right? I think it was on Palat or against Palat that I guess the high stick or whatever happened, and I don't know, you could just feel it that early hole kind of changed the way the Devils had to play, especially again not having Markstrom, and Jake Allen's great, he really is, but I just don't think he's the kind of guy that we can rely on the same way that we did Markstrom to kind of really keep us in it. And then also you don't have Hischier, and that's a big knock on our face-off percentage and our effectiveness there. It just was difficult when instead of setting the pace, they're chasing the game, and when that happens, you're basically playing catch-up for 60 minutes, which is just tough for this team to do, and I don't think they're going to be winning a lot of games if they keep playing like that. And then you look at special teams, I think it's definitely got to be better. I think the Flyers handed the Devils a perfect chance to get in it, when or to get started in it really well when that Ristolainen penalty, like I was saying, but nothing, right? Just no momentum, no goal, no nothing, no shot, no really credible or high danger shots or things like that. And right, again, when that ends, when that power play ends, that's when they get scored on. It's tough. I mean, the special teams really has to do better and just generate chances. I just don't think they even got in the zone. Really, it was just a really rough first period. Rough first and second kind of, but really first period was just not the way the Devils. They just look lost out there. It's just not the way that they can play and afford to play, especially with all the injuries and how banged up they all are. So I do think one of the biggest storylines for me anyway in this game was definitely the absence of Nico Hischier, right? Nico is not just our captain, he's a leader, and he's also definitely a lead by example kind of captain, but he's also a really good face-off guy for us. He's really he really impacts the game, and when he's not in the lineup, you definitely feel it. I think if you look at the face-off numbers against Philly that game, it's just pretty evident how much the Devils miss him, and having possession off the draw is a massive part of the game and controlling the play and things like that. And without him, a lot of possessions were started without us having the puck, or a lot of shifts and a lot of points in the game were started with us not having the puck. So definitely gonna have to sort that out, work around it, and figure it out, because not having Hischier is a big problem in terms of puck possession, and puck possession is a big part of the Devils game. Now, I do think, to be fair, towards the end, I think in that third period, they definitely made a push, and that does definitely show heart. And, you have guys on the team, like Hamilton gets one, Timo gets one, and, you need these leaders that we have on their team to step up, right? And I think they have, and it was nice to get them to just one, right? To just get close to one and to see them make that push. But, the giveaway, which has been a little bit difficult for the Devils this season, especially I think with both the Hughes brothers. But having that tough giveaway at the end, I think it was Scott Lawton who buried it. I don't know who that was. Yeah, I think he's the one who scored that empty net, I guess. But it was that was it, right? It was tough because I felt like they really could have stolen a point. I really think could have stolen a point. Just like if the Devils played at 100% with all their guys, I think they would have smoked Philly. But it's tough when you're playing really banged up and not 100%, but they still put up a fight. So that was kind of encouraging, but again, still sucks to lose against the Flyers. I think for tonight and in the game, I think there's a bunch of things they have to do differently. They got to start better, right? Number one, start better, plain and simple. Cannot let Philly get comfortable early. First period has to be sharp. They got to set the tone. Secondly, special teams, like I was saying, they got to step up. They got to create chances. They got to create some chances there. It doesn't always have to be a goal. It would be nice to be if it's a goal on special teams, but got to step up and just create a bunch of chances, especially goals in front, dirty goals in front, things like that. Let Hamilton really blast them from the point if he's open. Also, thirdly, win faceoffs. It's hard, right? It is hard to do it if Hischier's out. You got Hughes, Mercer, things like that. It's players like that have to step up a little bit, but it is going to be difficult. I don't know if Hughes is even going to take more faceoffs because I think he is banged up a little bit. I'm not 100% sure on that. And then lastly, it's just tighten up defensively, right? I think one of the things that I feel like in past years or past iterations of Devils teams was we were known for not having like all-star players, but it was the system of really playing sound defensive hockey that helped us. And I think as we kind of get banged up during this time of the year and we lose our top guys or whatever, playing defensive hockey has to come first, I think. Like just that's buying into the system of playing not passively and not conservatively, but just defensive-minded first, just protecting our own end, protecting our house first before we try to take chances and maybe give up odd man rushes the other way, because I just don't think right now we can afford to be doing that. So I think those are the top things. And, guys like Bratt, Palat, Nason, Mercer, Timo, like these guys have to step up. Siegenthaler, hop in on the scoring on the blue line, hopefully, and Luke Hughes can generate stuff. It's just these are players that, and Hamilton too, right? Like, we're going to need contribution for. I don't know if Nate Bastian's going to be in the game. He did take a big hit, especially with, he was actually battling an injury, or he wasn't 100%, right? Because he's wearing the cage and or the fishbowl. But, I just think it's going to take a big team effort here to really keep winning until we get into the break and people can rest up or heal up too. And Jake Allen, of course, I'm sure he's back in net. I don't know, maybe we would see Poulter, but I would assume that Jake Allen's the definite go-to starter for now, unless, hopefully nothing happens to him. But maybe Poulter will get some time, but I think for now, for sure, Jake Allen will be the starter. But yeah, I think final thoughts for me in this game is it's got to play with urgency, got to just protect the house first, defensive-minded first, and then the chances will come. I think the Devils are a team that they have guys who can score on the rush, in bursts, and things like that. So play a solid defensive-minded game and then try to generate chances off Philly's mistakes, as opposed to trying to play too aggressive and leave our end of the zone with holes and easy shots for Philly to take advantage of. But we'll see how it goes.